All right, now that we have our custom text imported into Tinkercad, we are going to build the rest of the nameplate. We are going to do this by looking over on the right at our shapes menu. And you can see we have a variety of shapes that we can use. And you can make your nameplate any shape that you like. I'm going to just be very basic, and I'm going to start with a box. And I'm going to drag that out to my build plate. And what I want to do is just make a rectangle to be a plate for my nameplate. And I'm just going to size it so it's a little bit bigger than my name. There. Now, the other thing I can do, besides resize it by pulling on these corner blocks, which, by the way, you can click on them and it will show you exactly how many millimeters they are. And then, by the way, if you want to change that, you can double click in there and you can go ahead and type, well, I didn't want 26. I want that to be 20. And then hit the enter key and it will adjust to the numbers that you put in there. That's a way you can be exact. By this box in the middle, I can also adjust the height. I would say keep it under 5 millimeters as a height. This is so we don't use too much material and that it doesn't take too long to print. Printing these things does take a considerable amount of time. Now, if you want to make it a different shape, for instance, if you're like, I want my nameplate to have some three-dimensional depth, then by all means, you can pick a different shape. You could use, for instance, a wedge. You could bring that out. I want my nameplate to sit at an angle. By the way, if you notice this rotating thing, if you want to turn it around and face it this way, you can do that. There. By the way, you can also tilt your text. For instance, if I have a nameplate, just a basic one like this, I'll go ahead and get rid of this one for now. And I'm like, well, I want my nameplate to be flat, but I want my text to pop out of it. Then you can adjust the angle of your text as well. There, now your text is coming out of the nameplate. You can look around at all sides of it and see how you think that looks. All right, I've got it the way I want it. Oh, well, maybe I want to slide that a little over. By the way, I can use my arrow keys to adjust. These are moving 1 millimeter at a time. And maybe what I decide I want to do is I don't just want my name, I want to add a shape. Well, I can certainly do that as well. I can go ahead and grab, for instance, a star. They've got a couple different options here. Really, it can be any shape you want. I can size that so it's going to fit on my nameplate. And then I can just put it where I want it. Maybe have it hanging off the edge a little bit is an effect that I want. There it is. And then I can also do a negative shape as well if I want to knock a shape out of it. For instance, if I wanted to make this a little smaller and have it be a keychain, I can go up to the top and I can grab a negative shape. And I can make that a size that I would like. And if I want it to be the exact circle, again, I can say, hey, I just want a 5 millimeter hole here. And then I can click that and move it where I want it. Now, I've got a shape, I've got a hole in my nameplate. I can go ahead and combine everything. This is important for all of it to print. It all has to be combined. So we are going to highlight, oops, now I left out my, I'm gonna leave out my shape there. Highlight everything, and then go up here and group it. It is going to turn everything the same color, And now you've got everything ready to print as one piece. And then, but don't panic. You're like, oh, wait, I decided I don't want that hole. No problem. Simply highlight everything again and go to the ungroup. And then you can click on any changes that you want to make. Once you have it the way you want it and you are ready to submit it, then there's a couple important things that you want to do. Number one is invite people to design with you. This little person symbol and a plus. Click on that and copy the link and send that link to me in an email. That way, if there's an issue, I can get in there and help you with it, particularly if there's an issue getting it to print. The other thing I need you to do is export a file. Click Export and select the OBJ file. That's an object file for 3D printing. Click on the OBJ file. It's going to download. Then, of course, move a copy of that to your Google Drive and then send me a copy in the email or submit it in the Google Classroom. And then I will be able to print your nameplate.